my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another Fun Friday Flosstube Weekly Update with me. I am Annie Joyfilled Stitcher, both here on YouTube, Flosstube videos, and over on Instagram. So if you don't happen to follow me over there, check me out. I am doing a better job at posting. For now. You have reached a video and my channel about cross stitch. Occasionally I chat a little bit about knitting and other crafty endeavors. So thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I have a little bit to show you. Very little in the way of stash, more in life update on why there's so little in stash. I have some projects I worked on. I have some finishes for now. Because they're parts of a SAL, and I have some projects I worked on, and I had a new start. I have some past the stash, or some giveaways, whatever you want to call it. I have some giveaways to share with you that I chose the winners of. So yeah, let's dive right in. I'm going to share a tiny bit. Oh, this is Flosstube number 92, and it is Friday, February the 19th, 2019. Notice not 2019. I don't want to relive 2020 again. So it is 2021. February 19th, 2021. There we go. And this has been a long week. For those who are not familiar, again, my name is Annie. I am an elementary school teacher. I live in the state of Texas, born, raised, still live here. Met my husband here. Our daughter was born here. I live in North Texas, and in case you maybe have not seen news where you are, Texas is experiencing Ice Age, basically, the movie. I've dubbed it Snowvid because we're still in COVID, obviously, and now we had snow and ice and freezing, frigid temperatures. We're doing well. Our family has been beyond blessed that we, in our little small bubble, did not lose power, did not lose our water, and fingers crossed, so far our water is showing no signs of any big problems. Same with my parents. My brother had a pipe freeze and then burst, but they were able to get it turned off. And then my husband, who is a licensed plumber, went over and fixed that yesterday. We did take in our my father-in-law and my grandmother-in-law for about 2 days because they were without power. I have several people I worked with that finally got back power yesterday that had not had it since Monday morning at 2 a.m. So Sunday night, Monday morning, like that transition. So close to 80 hours without power. And we had sub-zero temperatures in the mornings, 2 mornings. So there were plenty of people whose homes got to 30 and 40 degrees. Our homes are not built to hold, like this is something most people don't, or a lot of people don't understand and are maybe starting to understand as people are sharing it. Just a little backstory, in case you're not familiar. In Texas, we build everything to withstand very hot temperatures. We can have literal temperatures over 100 for the vast majority of our summer. That's actual temperatures, not heat index, but actual temperatures. So our homes are built in such a way to release heat, to keep them cool. Our insulated rating, like what standard build is, or even higher level build in terms of insulation, is nowhere near what our neighbors to the north have. Because again, we want our houses to release heat. So where that becomes a problem is our infrastructure is not built. Our roadways are built for extreme heat, not cold. So what we may start seeing in the coming days, because we still had a hard freeze this morning, we've gotten up just above freezing today. We still have snow on the ground. Last night we had a hard freeze, so anything that was slushy froze on the ground. So we had basically solid sheets of ice anywhere that had not completely evaporated, which is very dangerous. Ice is no joke. They're concerned that our roads may have some buckling, potholes, like some problems with them. Our pipes, like our exterior and interior pipes, are not rated in such a way to withstand as many days as we've been below freezing and significantly below freezing. In the winter, our ponds don't freeze. People's pools don't freeze. But we have people, and I know this is such a first world problem, but we have people that their houses are wrecked, and then they have massive damage to their pools, things in their backyard, things that are creature comforts in the summer when it's a billion degrees outside. Y'all have seen my carpool hair in August and May. And my carpool, it was 109 degrees in August for an afternoon carpool. Yes, that is an accurate temperature reading. So, we've kind of made the news. And unfortunately, some people have not been very kind about that. They've said, suck it up. Oh, y'all are Texas strong. No, you're Texas weak. I mean, it's been, and it's kind of a big slap in the face because this is not normal. Not anywhere near normal. For us. We don't have snow plows. We don't have them. Like, literally never had one. We have ice treating trucks because we get ice more than snow. Snow is easier to drive on, but nobody knows how to drive in any of it. So it becomes a very precarious situation. Our home, there were people that were without heat, without power, therefore without heat. And because their house is meant to release heat, it didn't hold any of that. So once that heat from the heater was gone, it's all gone. And so that's why homes were able to get so low. And then you have no way to keep your pipes from freezing. Then you've got water concerns. Our water treatment facilities were not prepared for this. So over half our city is on a boil notice, meaning they have to boil water to brush their teeth, boil water to cook something. Make sure your hot water heater is up to a certain temperature. Like, there's all of this. Like, you have to boil water before you put it in a Brita filtered pitcher. I know that nobody wants to hear all this, so if you are not in any way, shape, or form interested in hearing me ramble on about this, you can swipe until you see a project or see something crafty. This explains a little bit, though, as to what's been going on in my world this past week. School was canceled on Monday because we had 6.5 inches of snow on the ground and lots of people without power and water. School was canceled on Tuesday because we had a lot of people without power and water and still had 6 inches of snow on the ground. School was canceled on Wednesday. School was canceled on Thursday. School is still canceled today. Found out yesterday that we've had water issues on both campuses. Ours is split between 2 separate buildings. Both of them have suffered damage. We don't know what Monday's going to look like. We hope to be back in person because all of us are missing this. I've seen some memes that make me chuckle, but they're not so much directed at us being wimps, because that's hurtful. I mean, thankfully our communities have really been able to come together, and I've seen so much support from people sharing about where they can donate their resources and things like that, and that's so wonderful. There are people that don't have still power and water, or they've got massive damage to their homes. And that's very real. My husband has been gone every day that it was safe to drive. So starting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he has been gone from sunup to sundown. going to people's homes and fixing things. He's running out of copper fittings because we use copper pipes. And so he's hopeful that he can find some of those, because all he wants to do is help as many people as possible. So, because we had so much of our city, I think with this huge Arctic plunge that we had, I believe there was some sort of statistic that came out that 72% of our country had some form of frozen precipitation fall or on the ground, which is just unheard of. And then I also heard another statistic that there were over 3 million people without, I think 3.7 million people without power in the United States. And of those 3.2 or 3.4, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it, were from Texas. And I joked that we were still here. We had not frozen and broken off. Every single county in the state of Texas, 254, received some sort of frozen precipitation. Like, that just doesn't happen. Down in South Texas, does not happen. It's crippled our state. And I know I can't speak for everybody, but it's heartwarming to see people that I admire sharing about our concerns in a kind and compassionate way. Yeah. So things are starting to return to normal. We've gotten mail the last 2 days. I know that seems so, again, it's a first world problem, but it's a sign that things are starting to come back. And why I say that is most of our mail facilities didn't have power to sort mail. So that's why the United States Postal Service is neither sleet nor the whole, they will always run. Well, they can't run their equipment without electricity. So that's why we didn't have that. My husband's plant has been closed because they were not allowed to run power, rightly so, because we're in conservation, and now they're under a boil water notice, and they only have one functioning bathroom for 1,500 employees. So I don't know when they're going to be back. So yeah, it's been kind of an interesting week. I saw something about 2020 being the year from HE double hockey sticks, and that 2021 is HE double hockey sticks freezes over. And I'm spelling that because Joyville Little One is here this evening. And that is due in large part to the fact that my mom was trying to get her shop open tomorrow. Because with everything that's been going on in her world and business world, she wants to be open. Like, she wants to be open. So she's going to be up early tomorrow, safely heading into work, hopefully. And so, yeah, it's been a unique week. I've been in pretty good spirits. Anxiety's creeped up a little bit, not going to lie. I'm starting to get some of those same vibes of like last spring. But I know that we are so very blessed. Like, I've actually felt like some really deep guilt about the fact that we've had power and water this whole time, because it seems so arbitrary as to who did and who didn't. And it was supposed to start as some rolling blackouts. Like, everybody was supposed to have some time with their power out. The problem is they initiated them, and then the whole system failed. And the people who rolled in never rolled back out, or rolled out, never rolled back in. And so it's really opened the eyes of a lot of people as to how broken our systems are. But I don't know who's going to help fix that. So we're going to see. We'll see. I know that I'm going to be speaking out, making some phone calls about the way that things are done here in our state. I'm going to use my voice and the power of my vote coming soon. So anyway, again, I have some fun, crafty stuff to share with you today. I've already rambled on for 15 minutes, but I wanted to update y'all. I've had so many people reach out to me and make sure that we're doing okay. Y'all know I'm from Texas. You know where in Texas I live. You're seeing things on the news, or on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever. Thank you so much. That's truly, like, brings a sense of community to me once more about how much people really do care, and the relationships that I feel are mutual. And so that meant a lot, but I wanted to update everybody. We are here. We have power. We are keeping our thermostat set a bit lower, so I like have a blanket on. I do have a short sleeve shirt on, but I'm not cold up on the top part of my body. My feet, however, have on wool socks and slippers, like shearling slippers, and they're still cold, and that's okay. We're gonna make it through. And I believe my classroom did not get hit by the water problem. So let's get on with it. I did change up my nails. These are Color Street. I did the pink is the bottom is like a solid color, and it's called Maine Lee Mums. So Maine, like the state Maine dash Lee Mums. And then the buffalo check is actually a clear overlay. So it's clear with the black lines to make the gingham or buffalo check or whatever you want to call it. And that is called Plaid About You. And so I actually have 2 layers. I last week did the Swiss and Tell, and then as I started to notice it was getting like a little rougher, I added on one of their other clear overlays. I did, it's like a rose gold flex. I think it's coming up rose gold, I think. Something like that. And I noticed they lasted a lot longer. I have very thin nails, and especially in the winter, they're super dry and more brittle. And so I keep them shorter, and I did the double. So they're all kind of wonky. Like my plaids are not all matching. Like this one's going that way, that one's going that way. But I thought they were kind of cute. It's a little belated Valentine's, but that's okay. And I get my Color Street from 2 different people. I get them from my dear friend locally to me. I can pick them up at her house, or she can bring them to me in the carpool line, which is awesome. I will, if you're interested, reach out to me and I will share. I also purchased from a stitchy friend of mine, Jen Upton. She has a Facebook group called On Point Polish. She's awesome. So I think where we'll start first is I want to share the winners of the giveaway from last week. Actually, that's incorrect. I'm going to start with a hug because that's the one thing. We've gone a whole nother week basically without seeing my mom, which is kind of, but it wasn't safe to be on the road for anybody. She also slipped and fell and busted her head open. Ended up with 2 staples at the emergency room. She's fine. She's doing just fine. Dangers of ice. Right there. So anywho, let's start. On this channel, I give hugs. I give virtual hugs. Started back in the spring when me personally, I was feeling like a lack of that kind of connection with people. And as silly as it sounds, the virtual ones help. So if this helps you, awesome. If you're like, whatever, then just hang back and chill while I hug my friends. So here we go. We're going to come in for a hug. We're going to do a hug. We're going to do a hug on this side. And then we're going to give ourselves a hug. And then I'm going to thank some people for some fancy floss. So a couple of months ago, I decided to demonetize my channel. It meant I took away all of the ad revenue that people were making off of my content. I was getting a little bit, not much. And I thought, and some of that had to do with, I didn't like that I had no say in what ads ran along with my content. And especially when mid-roll ads started to get put in, and in my 1-hour video, there were 5 mid-roll ads. I had a problem with that. So I demonetized. And I noticed that a few of my Flosstube friends, other Flosstubers I watched, do a buy me a coffee link. It is kind of a way that you can support creators, anybody really. And whatever you donate in comes directly to me. They don't take a cut in that way. There are ads on the site, and that's how they get their revenue from it. So, I don't drink coffee, so you can choose for it to be anything. There's buy me a slice of pizza, buy me a hot tea. So I said, what do I love? I love fancy floss, so buy me a fancy floss. So these folks, I've had many, many people since I started it who, for whatever reason, they want a giveaway, they really like something I shared, they just wanted to say thank you for making the videos, whatever it was. I'm just repeating some of the comments. I'm not tooting my own horn. They clicked on that link and they bought me a fancy floss or more. It's not required. It's not mandatory. My videos are here for you to watch ad-free because I love doing this and I love this community and I love seeing your interaction with my videos. But if you feel so inclined, if I do share something, if you're like, hey, I want a giveaway and I want to help out with the shipping, put that in there. But I want to thank these people, and I've had this list going for like 3 weeks, and I keep leaving it in the wrong place. So before I filmed today, I was like, I felt like I need to staple it on my head. I'm going to hold this right here in my hand until I'm ready to film so I do not forget to thank these folks. So these people, since the last time I shared, have bought me at least one fancy floss. So I want to say thank you so much to Lynette D. Thank you, Lynette, so much. I really appreciate your support. Haley S. Thank you, Haley. I really do appreciate your support as well. Sue B. Thank you for sharing some fancy floss with me. Melissa C. Thank you, Melissa, so much. Soli. Thank you, Soli. Beverly W. And Beverly has shared on more than one occasion. So thank you so much, Beverly, for your continued generosity towards me. Lynn has also shared with me more than once, and I want to thank you, Lynn, for your continued support and generosity towards me. And then most recently, I had Liz, the girl from Philly. So Liz, thank you. You've definitely shared a fancy floss with me before. I super appreciate just your support and your kindness towards me. And then Donna R. And Donna shared that she had won one of my charts and she was so excited. I guess maybe it arrived to her. I'm not sure. I will say, with the mail being questionable this week and a lot of the stuff that I've received in the last 2 days has been a little damp, I have not sent out the charts from last week. I will send those out beginning of this next week along with today's giveaways that I pick. So last week I shared some more of my Sulky grab bag flosses. So on the Sulky America website, I would highly, highly recommend, if you're all interested in trying Sulky, or you love Sulky and you want to add to your collection, that you go to their website and you sign up for their newsletter. And the reason why I say that is that is how I found out about all of the deals that I have found so far. So the biggest one I found was they were doing their 300 yard spools like this. So this would be great for a monochrome piece. They were doing grab bags of 10 of them for $17.95 plus shipping. So that's incredible. Incredible, because these are normally about $6 a piece on the Sulky website. They ship super fast. Their stock is accurate, meaning like if you put it in your cart, it means that they have it. There shouldn't be a back order problem. They are not doing the grab bags anymore. However, I was actually looking to see, because they just sent out an email yesterday or the day before yesterday. Yep, they are still doing it. It's National Embroidery Month, and so they're doing kind of these specials all throughout this month. And their sale right now that ends on 2/22 at midnight Eastern time, so that's in 3 days, is, I'm waiting for this to load, is pretty good. It's 30% off of the 12 weight cotton petites, so the little small spools, the 12 weight cotton petites blendables, so the little ones that are like variegated, and then you can get 20% off their 12 weight thread samplers, which are like the small collections, and then you can get 30% off the slimline collections. So those are like the first 80 and the second 80. Incredible. You can also get some other items also by them, some little embroidery kits, Stick and Stitch, like some of the other products they have. I've seen them have deals on their stabilizers and fusibles and things like that. But this is a steal. So 30% off of the small 12 weight cotton petite spools, the solids, 30% off the blendables, 20% off the little small collections, and 30% off the big slim line that come in the big like clamshell boxes. Incredible. So I would suggest, one, if you want to try out some sulky, you can go get some of the 12 weight petites, which is just a smaller 50-yard spool. So that's actually really good even for a smaller, like a small monochrome piece. This was one of the deals they did, which was the grab bags. So I purchased one and got it. And then I purchased 2 more because it was just such a good deal. And when I purchased the 2 more, I ended up with some duplicates. Well, I said I had 6 of them that were duplicates. Well, when I was putting them away in my craft room, I found 1 more that was also a duplicate. So I ended up picking 7 people to have one of these sent to them. It will be at random. So what I'm going to do is put them all in a bag in like a bubble mailer. Fold them closed, shuffle them all up, and then slap a label on them. So I won't know which one you're gonna get, and you're not either. But I had asked you to use the word beets, and your comments were incredible. So I happened to, when I was trying to come up with a word for it, because I'd used sulky already, I happened to see my office mug that I'd just gotten at Home Goods that says Bears Beets Battlestar Galactica. And so many of y'all had awesome, like one of the folks that won said, beets are disgusting, but I want to try the sulky. So I'll say beets. And I thought that was awesome. And then somebody said, oh, I was hoping you'd say Battlestar Galactica. And I said, I kind of wanted to, but then that brings in some issues of spelling. So I picked 7 people using the random YouTube comment generator to have some sulky floss sent to you. So you will get 1 spool. Randomly selected. So the following folks won this, and I will congratulate at the end. So Liz Solis, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anyone's name. Liz Solis, Lynn McGill, Davette Pittman, Jenny with a G, Nancy Beres, and I know you. I've seen you at the Stitch Niche, but I don't know how to pronounce your last name. So I apologize. But Nancy, you're getting sulky. Julie Kaufman and Colleen Isaac. And so thank you all so much for sharing your love or distaste for beets. And come to find out, some of you actually had to look up what beets were because they're not called beets. They're called beetroot. One and the same. I happen to love beets. I love them roasted. I love them pickled. I love them. I know. And Joyful Little One's going, because she says they taste like dirt. There is a dirtness to them, but they're really good. I love them. So anywho, pickled ones have a less dirt quality to them. So can we get off the beets now? Let's get talking about other things. So, all right, we've talked about thanks for the fancy flosses. We've given our hugs. We've done giveaways. I do have more past the stash today. I have 5 charts and 1 other item for today. So hang tight. I will do those a little bit later on because I want to get to showing you some stitching. So first things first, I'm stitching, but I'm going to show you my knitting. I just want to show you where I am on my Land of Sweets cowl. So this is a design from Helen Stewart. It's called the Land of Sweets cowl. You get cowl, not cowl, K-A-L, cowl. And you can find this on her Ravelry. And I am using this chart, this pattern, to knit up my Forbidden Fiber Co. White Elephant Advent. And so last time we spoke, I had just finished up this picture frame, and I was moving into the next color, which is Fruitcake. And so Fruitcake, I decided to do in seed stitch. So this is where I am so far. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. I cannot wait to keep moving. Seed stitch is not fast for me. I'm not super fast at purling. And so it probably will be the only one I do with seed stitch, just being honest. So I can't wait to wear it around my neck like this, looking all cutesy. So anyway, I have some more fun colors to get to also. So hopefully more time on that. This one's a good one to take with me to do at lunchtime at work. So hopefully I'll get to do that next week. I did get quite a bit done this week. I'm not going to lie. Having an entire week of snow days. Now, I did work on some other projects. I did work on some house projects, things like that. But I did get a fair amount of stitching done. And I'm pretty proud of what I got done. I did have a finish. So I finished Ink Circles Arranging Tools. I started this back in September on the 10th anniversary of my husband and I meeting. This is going to be for his birthday in May, so it's finished. Now I did a modified finish. I actually stitched from the level over this way. I did not stitch the other half of the chart because I just didn't. This is on an 18 count Mystery Ada from Be Stitch Me. It's a beautiful color. And that is my finish. It's not ironed or any of that fanciness. But yeah, I love it. And it's going to fit in a small, like 3x5 frame. And I think that's probably how I will finish it. Because I don't want it to get all dusty or anything like that up in his area where he will probably put it with all his RC stuff. I mean, it creates mess. What craft doesn't? What hobby doesn't? So I was excited to get that one finished. So I have two finishes. One is a finish for now because this next part of this has not been released yet, which is shocking. Shocking that I'm actually caught up on this. But this is Caterpillar Cross Stitch Made to Create. I was gifted the full kit by Sally at Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Only the first part has been released. The next one, I believe, releases on the 25th of this month. And from what I can surmise, using my inferencing skills, it's going to spell out create in different things, different crafty items. I have this in a Stitch Toolbox bag. It was one of her mystery bags of the month, I think November. And I am using the kit DMC, which is all super bright. It's a little bedraggled now. It's not quite as fancy as when it came from Sally, but just gorgeous floshes. There actually are some I have not gotten to yet, which is kind of cool to see how those are going to play in. And I selected, I think there were 3 choices of fabric, and I chose the 16 count Ada. So it's this really nice dark kind of khaki color. And so I have the first section done. You can see where it's been in my hoop. So we've got a crochet hook, a tube of paint, a needle with some floss, a colored pencil or some kind of artist crayon. We've got a camera and a puzzle piece with a heart, which I think is really cute. And then of course I did get the Made to Create. Sally sent me the Made to Create needle minder, some of the best needle minders. And so this is super fun. It's stitched up very quickly, but I have the feeling from what others have said and from what I know about Sally's releases that this might be the smallest portion. So this being blown away by being caught up, I don't know. Now the fact that she's releasing one a month, that I think is a little helpful to me. I'm not gonna lie. So this one is a FFN, Finish for Now. Now I do have another one that I worked on, another SAL. The second part got released on Monday, so I do need to go ahead and get started on that, and this was not completed by Monday, but that's okay. This is Barbara Anna Designs. It's her newest stitch along, which is Dreaming Girl, and so that is the mock-up, kind of what you could see. And then the first release, which I can show you mine, obviously, was a lot. It was a large portion. The second release is much smaller. Was her face, her body, and most of her hair. Maybe not all of her hair, but a lot of her hair. Okay, not all of her hair. There's more hair that's going to come in this bottom swath. It's so cool. And what I think's interesting is I was looking on the website when I was, this is on Creative Poppy. Sorry. Let me say that again. If you go to creativepoppy.com, you can find this in the Barbara Anna design. You can find most all of her designs. So yeah. It's no longer called Dreaming Girl SAL. I think it's been renamed Dreaming Girl Spring, which makes me really excited. So this is on a 16 count Ada from Color and Cotton. It's a limited edition color. And I finished her, and I think the first part, and I think she is fantastic. Now I did a bit of a color conversion to deepen her skin tone a little bit. So I kind of swapped the lighter colors that were on this, the darker color that was on this side originally became the lighter color, and then I darkened up the other side. It's probably not exactly how I wanted it to turn out, but I think she's beautiful. I did have to darken her eyelashes and her freckles on this side from the called for, but I think she is gorgeous. It's such a fun stitch. But of course, y'all know me. If you've been around for any length of time, you know that I have probably the most Barbara Anna of anything else going, and I will stitch pretty much everything of hers, like bar none. Favorite designer. Yeah, I would have to say she's likely my most favorite designer. All right, so then I did have 2 new starts. The first is last week I showed one of these May Deer. One is a May Deer and one is a Joy Sunday, I think. No, I don't remember what the other one was, but I decided to go ahead and start because I wanted to see how these stamped cross stitch go. And so this is May Deer. I purchased this one off of Amazon. It's Bird and Flowers. It is on an 11 count Aida, and you use 3 strands, and it comes with the flosses all carded up. And I have a little bit of a start on it. So I did this red up here, and I did the white right here, which looks kind of like a yellowish white, but that's because the yellow is underneath. So yeah, so far, it's kind of nice to pull this out. Like last night, I was like, I want to stitch, but I don't really want to have my iPad and be counting and all of that. And so this was nice to pull out and just put some X's in. Because once you kind of get an area, you can just fill in. So yeah, I'm working from the top down. So yeah, I did put a little time in that. I think this would be great for a new stitcher. It's a little big. It's got a lot in it, a lot of stitches in it, but it still is super fun. So I'll show you my other start that I started last night here in just a minute. But the next one I want to show you lives in this beautiful bag that I purchased off of a seller on Stash Unloading. Her name is Shirley. Her bags sell lickety split, but she does these beautiful patchwork bags, and this one is all Liberty of London fabric, which I love. And this one holds one that is a fan favorite, a Flosstube friend favorite, which is Ink Circles Rosetta. My Whip Go goal for the year is 21 days on this. So I have it slotted for 3 days. I've done 1 day so far. I am going to work on it tonight and tomorrow as well. That does not belong in here. This is stitched on a 20 count Aida from Mystic Fabrics in Snert. And it's opalescent. I should have taken this off the Q-snap, but I wasn't thinking that y'all might actually want to see what all I've done, not just what I did this time. And I have, instead of the, I think it's Gloriana is what it's charted in. Let me see. I don't know. It's charted in all one color of silk. I am doing a complete Gentle Arts conversion, so I'm doing all of the borders and internal, like small little medallions in cinders. And then I am doing a rainbow, a very jewel-toned rainbow for all of the big medallions. It reminds me of like a rose window at church. And so I used a keychain I got at St. Patrick's Cathedral gift shop in New York when we went in December 2019. I'm using that as my floss drop. So, what I've done, before I pulled it out this time, I had done this first motif. This is in Verdigris. This one's Dragonfly. I finished up this motif, which is in Cucumber. And then I started working on this really beautiful motif right here. So I'm going to continue on finishing up this motif right here and working my way down and connecting, like doing this part. And then I would like to, before I put it away this rotation, start on this next medallion. And I'm so excited about this one. But I'm like making myself do some of the cinders before I started because the next one is in Island Blue, which is this beautiful like emerald hunter green into bright teal. So I'm excited about that one. So yeah. Oh, and my needle minder was a gift from Tracy Horner of Ink Circles. It came in my first little, we call them sussies, which is like a surprise gift, a little surprise gift, because I am one of her patrons on Patreon, and she sends us a little envelope of goodies every now and again. And so this one came in the last one. So I thought it very fitting to go on my most favorite Ink Circles. So yeah, I'm going to put all my gear back in here so later on I can reassemble this stitchy setup. And then I had one more start. I decided to start this last night. This is another Ink Circles. This is, since I finished arranging tools, I figured I could start a small one. This is Spider's Plaything. This is a Patreon exclusive from September of 2020. If you watch Carla Rolodex Stitcher, or Rolodex, if you watch Michelle G. Bendy Stitchy, or I think Jody of Steel City Stitchers, they had salved this. And I commented on Michelle's I think Instagram post about how beautiful I thought it was, and that I would have to hit up Jody and see about getting some of those flosses. And I have the coolest stitchy friends because Michelle sent them to me. She sent me Jody Pink, Jody Gray, and Jody Purple. So I am stitching it in those 3 colors, plus Color and Cotton Pearl. I decided to use that for kind of my like the chalk color. And so yeah, I did get a bit of a start on this last night, not much. And I have mine going on a 14 count mystery cut from a Color and Cotton grab bag. It's kind of a really pretty terracotta brown. And so I've gotten the border going. I started top center and I'm working my way around. It's not centered in my hoop. So I'm loving this, and I'm going to put some more time into this weekend because I'm enjoying it. It's kind of fun. I like what Michelle said about it being a little bit like a palette cleanser, and I agree with that. And I have this one in a really super cute Diana It Is Kismet Stitches bag that I got. She posted this in the Eclectic Possessions group on Facebook, and I purchased this one. I love it. I think it's so cute. So that's all I have to share in the way of projects. So let me clean up a little bit and I will come back and we'll look at stash and we'll do some more giveaways and we'll talk plans. So hang tight just a second, folks. Alrighty, so in terms of plans, I kind of chatted a little bit. I have 2 more days I want to get in on Ink Circles Rosetta. I am participating in Alpha My Bets, which is an event in Semi-Sane Stitchers, which is a closed group on Facebook. I think it's considered a semi-closed group because you can put down, if like we know each other, you can put my name down as a reference. But anywho, I am doing the Bird in Hand series. I'm doing 5 of them, and I need to start working on the letter D on all of them. So that's kind of on my list. And Seeking Solace is coming up. That is a long dog that I started last year on Leap Day for Erin 2 Martini Stitcher's Long Dog Leap Day Sal. And so I'm planning to put in 2 days. Maybe I'll get 3. I'm not sure. It just kind of depends on what next week looks like. Looking ahead, I'm excited to see what March's Whip Go calls are because I have completed my February. So I'm kind of already like, I'm doing so good. 2 out of 2 months. Like, what's that? Me meeting goals? What's that? And, but then I'm kind of also somewhat looking ahead towards March. Like, other than Whip Go, I've heard people starting to talk about like March Madness or March Mania or March Mayhem, like doing something in March. So I was kind of thinking about maybe, because I want to bring back out, I want to, out of its like 2-year timeout, because I thought I was done with it forever, but now I really want to stitch it. The Advent Animals from Brooks Books. I have stitched 3 of them already, so it would leave me with 22 of them still to do. So I was kind of thinking it might be kind of cool to just kind of do a little bit like what Sarah Stitch and Mommy did, or yeah, Stitch and Mommy did last July, where she picked one color and stitched a length into each one each day. I think that could be kind of cool. So I might even do it with something with the wheel and spin, like, okay, on the first, I'm going to do whichever one it spins, and I'm going to pick a length and start them all. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really figured that completely out. I do know that I want to continue to put some time into my square dance series and go ahead and try to get August complete next month. And so yeah, I have like small things mulling about in my brain, but I don't know. Tell me if there's something you're focusing on for March. I have 2 projects with birthdays, but other than that, I don't have a whole lot like slotted in specifically. So yeah, I don't know. Let's do some pass the stash. How about that? So, couple of rules of thumb when it comes to passing the stash giveaways. Do not call them giveaways, please. Do not say free. Some of those words that would incline people, if they searched, to find my video and then try to claim these items. I want them to go to my Flosstube friends. I want them to go to people who stitch, who will truly enjoy these things, not just try to win something. Please be 18 so I can legally have your address. Please make sure you have filled out the Google Happy Mail form down in the description box below. Even this past week when I was drawing for this, picking for the sulky, there were 4 or 5 people I had to skip over because they had not filled out that form. It takes a couple of minutes. It's just basic information. It just makes it so I don't have to reach out to you to get your information. Now, one thing that I would like to ask you to do is if you have moved, changed your name on YouTube, whatever the case may be, will you go and resubmit a new one? If you've already submitted one and all your information's the same, you don't have to do anything. But if you submit a new one, and when I go and if it chooses you and you have 2, I'm going to look at the one with the most recent timestamp because I'm going to go, okay, they must have had a change. I need to send it here. Because most of the items, especially charts that I send them in just a regular envelope of some kind with a stamp. I'm not sending them with tracking because that's really the only way I can offer this many things is to send them in that way. So don't say giveaway, don't say free, those kinds of words. Please be 18. Please have filled out the Happy Mail form below. And please use in the comments the kind of buzzword, the word that I ask you to use for the item. So the first thing that I would love to share with someone is actually from the Lost in Austen box. This was part of the Black Needle Society's Lost in Austen special edition like retreat box, and it's an awesome tin of tea. It's the literary tea collection, and this one is Simpson and Vale, Jane Austen's black tea blend. I do not drink black tea or green tea. I don't drink anything with caffeine, and so this is wonderful. It smells like lavender, but it also has vanilla and cooling mint. So I think this would be a delicious tea. It is still sealed on both sides, and I will ship this pretty much anywhere. So if you would like to stitch this tea, if you would like to drink this tea, if you will please use the word tea. We're going to be very simple. Tea. T-E-A. So tea for this, if you would like for me to send this can of black tea to you, T-E-A, tea. All right, I have 5 charts, and they're kind of looking ahead to the fall and winter. I know we're not ready to be talking about Halloween or Christmas, but some people start stitching those things now. So I thought I have these ready to pass along to someone, so why not do it? So the first is a hands-on design. This is a year in chalk. This is the one for October. It says, boo, let them eat candy. So we're going to use the word candy, C-A-N-D-Y. So if you would like to stitch this, C-A-N-D-Y. Next up, I have another hands-on design Halloween, and this one's kind of special. This one came with the October Garon tote bag of the month, and I've been holding on to it, and I'm like, somebody needs to stitch this. So this is Hands-On Designs, If Pumpkins Could Fly. And it says, if pumpkins could fly up in the sky, I'd ride with you and shout, boo! And then it's got also a small boo with the little Frankenstein running. So if you would like to stitch this chart, use the word pumpkins. P-U-M-P-K-I-N-S. Pumpkins. Pumpkins. Not pumpkins, pumpkins. And this one will come out of the plastic sleeve and be sent in a regular envelope with a stamp. Next up, I have a Lizzie Kate for Christmas time. This is a snippet, the Ready or Not Santa 01. So this is an older one. And it says, Ready or Not, Here I Come. It's super cute, very Lizzie Kate style. And so if you are interested in stitching this Lizzie Kate, Ready or Not Santa 01, you are going to use the word...
snippet.
How about jolly?
No. Reindeer.
Reindeer. You're going to use the word reindeer. R-E-I-N-D-E-E-R. Reindeer. So Lizzie Kate's snippet, reindeer. All right, next up, we have a Little House Needleworks. This is Country Christmas. So this is a cute little chart that would be precious to stitch up if you have kind of a farmhouse theme going. So if you would like to stitch this Country Christmas, you're going to use the word pine. P-I-N-E, pine, because there's a cute little pine tree. There's a few little pine trees. And then last but not least, we have a Prairie Schooler Santa. This is the 2019 Santa that says peace on earth and has a sheep. Two sheep. I actually already have this chart, and I was sent this by an awesome stitchy friend of mine to see if I wanted to stitch it. I want to pass it along. So if you would like to stitch the Prairie Schooler Santa, use the word
Baba.
How about just ba? B-A-A. Ba. Like ba ba black sheep. B-A-A. So B with two A's. You know what? That's going to be tricky. How about we use something different? How about we say scarf?
Mistletoe.
No. How about we say scarf?
Cane.
That's a crook. How about scarf? We're going to do scarf.
Sheep. No, sheep.
Okay, we're going to do sheep. S-H-E-E-P. I'm sorry. We should have had this discussion long before we ever got on here. I'm just being honest. This is life. So sheep. S-H-E-E-P. And if you want to use Baba Black Sheep in your comment, go for it. So at this point, we are going to do some stash, which means we come out with another song, which is it's Joy-Filled Stashy Stash Time. It's Joy-Filled Stashy Stash Time. And the first thing I'm going to share is my Forbidden Fiber Co. Valentine Mystery Box. This is a special delivery for me to you from Forbidden Fiber Co. And if you follow me on Instagram, I have been opening up each day of this since day one on my Insta stories over there. They are in my highlights, but I figured I'd go ahead and recap. So last week, I think I opened day one with y'all, and this was day one. I think I did. I can't really remember. So here's day one. We had day two. I think these are in order. Day three. I have the little tags on them. Day four, which is beautiful. I mean, they're all gorgeous. Day five, love it. Day six, I love this one. Day six and day 7. And so this box comes with 12 skeins of mystery yarn, mini skeins like this size. It's their Gluttony sock base, and this is Forbidden Fiber Co., which is the awesome company run by Leanne. Amazing yarn dyer. She now dyes floss. I did just join her Floss of the Month club because they are so good. I've gotten them in a couple of boxes, mystery boxes. So good. This also came with some other goodies that I showed last week in my video. It came with an enamel pin. It came with a magnet. It came with a bunch of other awesome things. It also came with a pattern. So we are today going to open number 8, which number 8 does not have any flowers on it, but that's okay. It is going to be a little crinkle. I found that if I pull this little tag off, it makes it easier for me. But I do want to pull out my Valentine first. It says soulmate. And we aren't talking about shoes. So they have these funny little quippy little conversation hearts. Ooh, we're definitely getting a fade going on this. I will say that. So it's a really deep, deep, deep purple plum color. Almost to like an indigo. It is so pretty. So this was yesterday's, just to kind of show. This was a very ashy plum. And now we've got this really deep one. So far, when I say it's a fade, that's what we have. My box is trying to tip itself onto the floor. That's what we have so far. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my gosh. Leanne, you are a genius. A genius. I love it. So, I will be back on Insta Stories tomorrow to open day 9. So, join me over there. Let's look at some happy mail. Some awesomeness. Now, this is not really stitchy related. But I guess it could be if I use it in my stitchy planner. But I joined the Plum Paper monthly sticker subscription. So for $10, you get 5 sheets of really nice stickers. So this is March's. So you get kind of a sheet of icons and different, like, some decoration and some little banners. You get some boxes, some date covers if you want to use those. You've got some that have the days of the week. This says March 2021. Beautiful patterns. That says spring. Spring is nature's way of saying, let's party. That's really cute. And then you've got some other different types of boxes and half circles. Got some tabs, some other square tabs, some more icons. And then this is like a monthly dashboard. So this is fitted for the Plum Paper, but you could use this for any planner. You've got some more deco boxes, some bullet dots. You've got some of the circles. This kind of all coordinates with the monthly like dashboard that goes with the Plum Paper planner. So yeah. But I think this is going to be super cute to use in my planners, and for $10, it's such a good kind of like just to have some stickers on hand to be cutesy in my planners. So yeah, I think I'm going to do at least one more month, see how I use them, and then I'll report back if I decide to kind of leave it. All right, so last week I had shared that I was going to purchase, or I did purchase some of the $2 flosses on the Color and Cotton website. Somebody had said that they had reached out to Angela and it meant they were colors that were going to be discontinued. I cannot confirm or deny that. I had bought 10 of them. Just kidding. I bought like 11 or 12 of them because there's 6 right here. And I showed half of them and couldn't find the other half. They were just right behind the bucket on the shelf. So these are the other ones I got. I got Zabrina, which is a very cool color. I got Tulle, great neutral. Enchanted, which is really pretty. Verbena, which is a really pretty minty green. Minty pale, like spring green. I have Glacier Blue. These are all really nicely variegated. And Faded Denim. I love that. So I will be adding these to my Color and Cotton collection. I love to use these to swap out and make color conversions. Didn't think this was going to be that long, but I got chatty at the beginning. So, and then I did get my All Colors Club for January. I did drop from 10 to 5. And so I got Nickel Old Lace. What is that? Flamingo, a limited edition, and the last one is Egyptian Blue, or just Egyptian. So I got those really pretty colors. That would be a great palette for something. I'm excited about this limited edition, which is this really pretty teal color. All right, so then I placed an order with Molly Klein Designs because she had this super cute little knitting bag. It is adorable. How cute is that wedge tote? It's a great little sock bag. But I love the little happy cloud, the sleepy clouds, and on the inside it has the little rainbows. So Molly Klein Designs on Etsy. It's just super cute card. She's also the proprietor of Sweet Tea Yarns. And while I was there, I had to grab her mini skein set for Bridgerton. So these are the Bridgerton colors in the mini skein set. So you've got Bridgerton. This is Duke Simon. Lady Featherington, Daphne, Penelope, which is perfect. And then you've got newsprint. And I think those are so cool. So I'll have to come up with a pattern to use these 6 mini skeins. They each have 90 yards. If you have any good suggestions about a mini skein pattern, a 90-yard times 6 mini skein pattern, hit me up in the comments below. I'm excited about that one. And then I did say I placed a rather excessive order on Sulky. One thing you can get for a penny in your cart, and I'm so happy I did, is you can add in their little flyer sheet. It's 1 penny, and they'll throw it in your bag, but it has all of their solid colors and their blendables. So this is great if you're trying to do a conversion, which is what I was trying to do. And I did. I think I did a pretty good job, but I bought all the Sulky to convert Advent animals. So this is why this is on my mind, is I want to use these to do the Advent animals. So I went through and think I did a pretty good job. So I'll let y'all know what that conversion is in case you're interested. I did not buy these on sale, but it added to my stash of Sulky. So that is pretty much all I have to share with you in the way of Stitchy, what's coming in the next week. We're just finishing out February. We're getting close to spring break. We just had a week-long break, randomly in the middle of winter. But I really do hope that y'all are having a good week. I am going to share my Teresa Kogut Angel Kindness card for the day. I chose this one. She has these precious little hearts on a string, a little heart garland, and it says, no one can give out, no one, let me start over because my words are jumbly. It says, no one can outgive God. Be generous with your gifts. Do more, be more, give more, have more. So I think that's awesome for kind of the spirit of community that we have around here, and how you really do, I really do feel fulfilled if I share more with others. So that's why I love to pass the stash. I love to do the giveaways because it fills a part of me with happiness. So with that, I think I am done rambling at you for this week. I hope you have a great one. I will see you next week. We are going to be reaching the end of February for our next video, and we're getting close to that 100 video mark. I'm super excited about that, and I might have something special planned for that. I don't know yet. We'll see. I wish you happy stitching. Put some X's in your projects, or start doing some knitting. I know I have some crocheters that follow me, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I really do hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I hope that if you are in a situation where things are not looking so good right now, that they start to look up. And with that, I will wish you a wonderful week ahead. I think I've said that 8 times, but we're going to put it out there. We're going to have a great week ahead. And I will see y'all next Friday. So I will say, or sing, so long, stitch well, I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, and I'll see you next week.